Hi, my name is Paul Jackalone. This is my final project for 1793 Fire Safety Educator course. I currently work for the Orange County Fire Marshal's Office as a plans examiner. At the Fire Marshal's Office, we deal with fire and life safety inspections and plan review for commercial buildings in the area and also fire educators. Myself, I'm a plans reviewer. And that's what I do at Fire Marshal's office. But today I would like to speak to the elementary students on how to and when to dial a 911 call. If and when there is an emergency and how they can help and what they can do or should not do. Almost all elementary school students today probably have a smartphone. We didn't have that when I was growing up, but most of you do have that today. Um, but or not all, most maybe, but not all would, I would say. And so most of you already know how to use it. Some of you maybe not know how to use one. So what's my plan today is trying to get you to understand how you would use a smartphone during an emergency to dial 911. So first, I want to point out um, when. Um, when would you use a cell phone to dial 911, or when would you call 911 for any situation, really? So you have to first, determine whether or not you have, an emergency. If somebody's hurt, of course, if there's a house on fire, a car on fire, if you see something that is really um, life threatening, that would be an indication that you might want to call 911. So I just made this little uh, thing up here. You could look at that real quick. Okay, now that's a keypad for a phone, which I drew out, and you would just dial nine, right, one, and then you would hit the little green phone key that makes it go ahead and dial out. So we have a life-threatening situation. We have somebody's cell phone, and we go to pick it up, and we go to use it, or we use our own cell phone. We dial 911, and we call dispatch, and dispatch stays on the phone with you and asks you all kinds of questions of what's going on. They ask you your name, and they want to know what the situation is. Is there a fire? Is somebody hurt? Um, so this way they can get the right response team to the situation. So, what if you're with a an adult and of um, they're in need of help, and you grab their cell phone because you don't have one, and you grab their cell phone and then you try and dial 911, but their cell phone is locked because they have a password on it or a thumbprint. That's what some of the cell phones have today. So what you would do is you would grab the cell phone, you would tap it, and you'll see at the bottom a little emergency bar that would come up. And you would hit that little emergency bar. And once you do that, it would unlock the phone enough just for you to dial 911 or an emergency number that's already logged into their cell phone. And you could dial right out and you could dial 911. You could get dispatch on the phone. You could speak to them, tell them what the situation is. Of course, they'll ask you your name. They'll ask you where you are. They'll ask you probably a lot of questions, but don't be afraid. That's something that you should do if there is a legitimate emergency. Don't dial 911 if there's not. Don't do it for fun. Don't do it just to try it. You only do it in an emergency. So I want to thank you for listening to my video today. I want to thank you guys for paying attention and be smart with those smartphones. Have a good night.